Hello everyone. So Notion. We all know that Notion is a productivity and note-taking web application that you can use to organize your work as well as your personal life. So in this video, we are going to learn the top 5 Notion automation so that you can integrate it with multiple other applications. So what you can do is send messages to Google Chat from Notion, which means that all the items that you have in your Notion can be sent as a message in Google Chat automatically. Secondly, you can upload files from Notion database to OneDrive, which means the files that you have in your Notion database can be automatically uploaded to OneDrive with the help of this automation. Thirdly, send email to customers from Notion automatically, which means no need to compose an email every time. They will be composed automatically from the items in Notion database and then sent as well. Then next, send SMS for new database items in Notion, which means not just Google chat messages or WhatsApp chat messages. You can compose SMSs also from Notion database items automatically. And lastly, you can create Google Slides presentation from Notion database items. Now this is a real game changer because Google Slides take up a lot of time and you can take it easily with the help of this automation. You can create all these automations with the help of Pabbly Connect. So let us learn how to do it.
How to send messages to Google Chat from Notion database automatically. So assume that you are maintaining some task list in Notion, and whenever you are adding any new task here, you want that the same task should be shared with your team on Google Chat automatically. Yes, it is possible. Whatever the new data, new task, new client details you are adding into Notion, those details can be shared automatically with your team on Google Chat. In this way, you do not have to share the same thing at two different places individually. So do you also want to sync these two applications? Come with me and I will show you the whole process step by step. Now to automate this process, I'll have to integrate Notion application with the Google Chat, and I'm going to integrate these two with the Pabbly Connect, which is an integration and automation software. And here you can see I'm an existing user, so I am already logged in. You can also create your free account in just 2 minutes from this sign up free button, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test this automation. Now once you will reach to the dashboard, click on this blue button that is create workflow and provide any random name to your workflow, to your automation. Okay, so I will provide the name something like send messages on Google Chat from Notion automatically. Okay, I'm providing this particular name. Now simply click on create and then you will notice two boxes in front of you. Okay, so these are actually trigger and action, and here the trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So whenever this happens, then automatically do this. Understand with an example also. Let's say whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, then automatically send an email via Gmail application. Okay, so this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are building an automation. And here, according to our use case, whenever any new data is added in Notion application, then automatically send those details in Google Chat application. Okay, so that is why I have selected both the applications in this trigger and action window. Okay, now the idea here is I'm going to connect these two applications one by one with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, so firstly I will select the trigger event, that is new database item. You can also read the instructions. Triggers when a new item is created in our database. So assume that I am adding a new task details here. Those task details will be captured via Pabbly Connect once I will connect Notion with the Pabbly Connect. Okay, so simply click on add a new connection, click on connect with the Notion, and then you will have to provide the access of your Notion application. But I am already logged in Notion in a different app, so instead of asking me the access, it is directly asking me for the permission of the page. Okay, so here you can notice whatever the pages I have created in my Notion application have started visible here, and I am going to provide the access to all the pages, at least for now. Okay, so clicking on allow access, and this is how my Notion application will be connected with the Pabbly Connect. Alright, so authorization was also successful, and here you can notice whatever the databases are available inside inside my Notion application have started visible here. Let me show you. These were the pages, okay, employee details, Pabbly task details, all YouTube channels, and the same thing is visible here since we are connected. Okay, so currently I will select this specific database, that is Pabbly task details or the issue details. Okay, so let me select the same, coming back to my Pabbly Connect dashboard, and I have selected the same. Now as soon as I'll click on this button, you will see the most recent data which was added inside our Notion application will be captured via Pabbly Connect. Okay, so let me click on this button in front of you, and here you can notice as soon as I have selected this button, the response is received. Now let me show you the details one by one. So here you can notice we have this via support team. Well, this is the same text, basically this resource. Okay, we have the issue name, that is free trial, we have the description of the issue, we have the assigned to and the deadline. Okay, so let me show you the same data here. Okay, here you can notice the issue name, that is free trial is expired. Okay, the spelling of free trial is not correct, so let me first correct the spelling. Okay, so here I will edit the spelling, it should be trial. I have updated the same. Now I'll have to click on the save and send test request once again so that the correct details can be fetched up via Pabbly Connect. All right, so here you can notice we have the correct details. Okay, let me also show you other details. So where is the description? All right, so here you can notice the whole description of the issue, and here we have the date, basically the deadline date, and lastly we have the assigned to, the name of the person to whom we are going to assign this particular task, this particular issue. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that connection in Notion and Pabbly Connect is working absolutely fine. Okay, so now onwards what will happen? Every time you are going to add new data in Notion, the details will be captured via Pabbly Connect automatically in every 8 hours. Now why in 8 hours? Because the trigger here is the polling based, and this trigger will check for the new data in every 8 hours. Okay, so just in case if your data is not getting updated in real time, if your messages are not getting sent in real time, don't worry about that. You'll have to wait for at least 8 hours patiently, but after 8 hours the messages will get sent for sure. Okay, so the first step of our automation is done. Now I'm going to send these details with my team to my team over Google Chat. Okay, so the application is already selected. Now I will select the action event as create message, and just like we have connected Pabbly Connect and Notion, now I will be connecting Google Chat and Pabbly Connect, and here you can see it is connected immediately since I am already logged in my Google Chat application. Now the first thing it is asking for the chat webhook URL. So I would recommend you to read these instructions and then visit this particular documentation. Okay, so firstly I will take you to my Google Chat application. Okay, so this is the application, and here you can notice I have created a group, I have created a space with the name Pabbly Marketing Team. So firstly click on this arrow button, then click on apps and integration, then click on manage webhooks option, and from here exactly you can create your webhook URL. Okay, so I'm going to delete this existing URL so that I can show you everything from the scratch. So you just need to provide the name and the avatar URL, and this is how you will get the webhook URL. Okay, so let me provide the name. I am providing any random name, something like connection with Notion. Okay, I'm providing this particular name, asking for avatar. Okay, so you can again visit this particular documentation, and from here exactly you can get the avatar. Okay, so let me copy the same avatar URL, and make sure that you do not copy this full stop. Okay, so don't worry, I will remove this. Let me paste the same, remove this full stop from the end, and clicking on save, and this is how a webhook URL will be provided. Let me copy it from this copy button, coming back to my Pabbly Connect dashboard, and here exactly I'm going to paste the chat webhook URL. Now it's turn to create, to compose a message, and then we are all done. Okay, so what kind of message I would like to send to my team? Well, I have already created a small text. Okay, so let me first paste the same, and then I'm going to correct the formatting of this particular message. Okay, details of task are as follows. Okay, and here I have already added all all the fields, basically the issue name, the assigned to, the deadline, the resource of issue, okay, and these are the same columns which I have added into my Notion application. Let me show you. Okay, so here we have issue name, assigned to, deadline, and resource of issue. Okay, so you can notice issue, resource, assigned to, deadline. I think I should also include this description as well here. Okay, so let me add description in the last. Okay, so I have added the same, and now I am going to provide all these details one by one here. How? Well, remember we have just received the data into our previous step, and the interesting part is I don't need to manually copy this data and paste it here. I am going to map this data, and mapping is very simple inside Pabbly Connect. You just need to click on this field and you will find the above data here in the drop down. Okay, so here I will map the issue name, which was free trial expiration. I remember that. Alright, so here we have the issue name. I have mapped it. Asking for assigned to, how about I press enter so that the data will be visible very clearly. Assigned to, so I will search for the name of the person. I'm sorry for that. Alright, so I have mapped the name of the team member also, and you must be thinking that what is this mapping? Okay, so whatever the details you are going to map here, these details will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. Okay, and whatever the details we have provided manually, okay, so these details will remain same. Okay, so that is why mapping plays a major role inside this automation, and this is how this automation is going to take place. Lastly, I am going to provide the description of the task of the issue here. Okay, so let us search for the description. Alright, so here we have the description. So I think I have composed my message. Now I'll be clicking on this button, and you will notice that immediately a message will be arrived on my Google chat, and here you can notice the same message has been arrived already and automatically. Okay, so let me show you the details, the message. Okay, a new task has been added in Notion database. Detail of task are as follows. The issue name is free trial expiration. Pop-up is not working. So many users have reported this. Assigned to Sonam, deadline date is 18 May, resource of issue via support team, and here we have the description, and lastly thanks. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that connection in Google Chat and Pabbly Connect is also working absolutely fine. Okay, so here you can notice in the response also we have received a positive response. Okay, so this is how now onwards every time you are going to add any kind of details inside your Notion application, those details from your page, from your table can be shared automatically with your team on Google Chat, so that you do not have to copy these details and paste it here manually again and again one by one. And to automate this process, you need to create this automation inside Pabbly Connect just once. After that, you can sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually. Okay, and just in case if you want to access this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach this link into my description box. Okay, you just need to click on this link and sign up into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access this workflow, this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free.
Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to upload files from Notion database to OneDrive. So we are going to learn how to integrate these two applications, Notion and OneDrive, in such a way that as soon as you create an item of a person's detail in your database in Notion, so that file of the detail will be uploaded on your OneDrive as well. So in this automation that we are going to create using Pabbly Connect, our trigger will be the new item added in Notion, and our action will be to upload file in OneDrive. Let us learn how to do that. So in this video, we are going to learn how you can upload file on OneDrive from the file that has been added in your Notion database for any specific contact or any employee as per given your condition. So let us quickly sign in into our automation software. That will take me to this place where I can see all the applications provided to us by Pabbly. We are going to use Pabbly Connect to create this automation. Click on Access Now given under that, and you will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Reaching here, you will see a big blue button on your right side where it's written Create Workflow. Click on the button and give a suitable name to your workflow. I'm going to name it as Upload Files from Notion Database to OneDrive. Click on Create, and then a blank workflow will be created for you, like you will be able to see on your screen. you will see trigger and action window over here. Trigger is going to be the first application where you will make the changes manually, and that is going to be the trigger event, which will trigger this workflow. When the workflow starts running, the action application will be the place where the action will be performed manually because of this automation. So make sure that before you start with this workflow, you have opened your Notion database and your OneDrive over here so that it will be easy for you to connect and also cross-check whatever action you perform. So the trigger application for this workflow is going to be Notion, because first the detail will be updated in your database, and then further the action will be OneDrive where the file will be uploaded. The trigger event over here is going to be new database item, and then you have to connect your Notion and your Pabbly Connect in such a way that every time a new data is entered over here, that is fetched to your Pabbly Connect as a response. Click on Connect and then click on Add New Connection. Connect with Notion. And then since you have already opened your Notion database in your separate tab, Pabbly Connect will detect. Here you have to do some changes where you have to view the pages you select, edit, create contact or view comments. You have to select in this way whichever action you want to perform. Click on select pages and then you have to select the database from where you want to fetch the details. For example, either you can go for all the pages or you can just select the one that you want to work upon. Like I want employee details to be fetched. So while selecting this, I will click on allow access. And then Notion and Pabbly Connect will be connected. The authorization is successful. Since it has connected, the database ID will automatically be selected because this is the one we opted for. Now, when you click on Save and Send Test Request, it will fetch the information that is in the row over there. So here we have the response. We have the name of the person. Then we have many more details like the name of your file that you have uploaded, and this is the same file you will be uploading to your OneDrive as well. And this is the link that will take you to the document. So if you copy this complete link from here and open it in a new tab, you will see that this is the document in the PDF format. So we are going to paste this link over there when you upload this file to OneDrive. So we are going to use all these information. So let us close our trigger window because we have received a response from our trigger. Now we move on to our action step and the last step, which is where we choose our application as OneDrive. Microsoft OneDrive is the one you will choose. And the action event will be to upload file. Now, before you upload file, make sure that you have made a folder over here in your OneDrive where you want to upload these files. Like I have this over here, employee detail. Here, one person has already been created. Now you come over here and click on Connect. Add New Connection. Connect with Microsoft OneDrive. And here, you will click on Yes and give access to Pabbly Connect to connect with your OneDrive. Now once this is done, a folder will be selected already. So you have to choose the folder from this given list. The name of our folder over here is Employee Details. So we are going to find it over here. And this is the folder name. Now once this is set, you have to enter the file name, the file URL and what kind of file it is. So here only one option is given to you default. So there is no changes to be made to this one. But the file name will be mapped over here from the name of the person. Make sure that you have given an extension, like if it is an image, so .jpg, and if it is a document, then the extension of a document. Like for example, we have it over here .pdf. Okay, so this is done. And the file URL, as we mentioned while the trigger responses. So here find the link that we opened, this properties, files and media files, file URL. Make sure that you choose this one. And this is the link that you have given. Now you just have to click on Save and Send Test Request. And you have received a response. Now, see over here, it says the application processed the request but returned a blank response. So this means that it is not an error. If there would have been any error, the response would have shown error. But it says that the request has been processed. We could not receive a response, but our work has been done. So close this window and move ahead to check that were we able to upload a file in OneDrive or not. This is our folder. Refresh this and here we have received. When you open this, this is the PDF that we checked in our trigger response as well when we opened the file in a separate tab. So this is the one we have already uploaded. We are able to view the file as well, which means our workflow has been success. So first, you enter the details in your database over here and the same details will be uploaded in your OneDrive with the help of this workflow. So this was the whole video. I hope this helped.
So in this video, we are going to learn how to send emails to customer from Notion automatically. Now suppose guys, you are using Notion to match all of your customer or client details. And you want that whenever you add the details of a new client in Notion, automatically from your Outlook account or your Microsoft 365 account, an email should be sent to that particular customer. So guys, let me tell you, you can actually automate this process. So in this automation, whenever a new item will be created in Notion, whenever details of a new customer, a new client will be added in Notion, automatically to the same client on their same email address which we are going to enter, an email will be sent from our Outlook account. Now, if you want to know how you can set up this automation, for that, you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, here we are on Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Now to reach this dashboard, you will get a free sign-up link of Pabbly Connect in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can create your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. And after reaching to this dashboard, just click on Create Workflow and give this workflow a name. For example, I would like to name my workflow as Notion to Outlook. And then just click on Create. Now you can see that our workflow is open over here. And in this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's begin with our trigger window. Now the idea here is, first, we have to connect our Notion account, our Notion database with Pabbly Connect in the trigger window, so that every time a new item is created, a new row of user details is added in Notion, automatically the details of that new user will be received inside Pabbly Connect. The data of that new item will be received inside Pabbly Connect. And after that, using Pabbly Connect, we are going to send those new user details, their name and email to Outlook, so that using our Outlook account, we can send them some mails. Now let's take an example, like I'm adding the data of a new client, a new customer which I'm onboarding over here in Notion as a new item. And I want to send a welcome mail which I send to each and every customer using Outlook. So in this way, I can automate this process. All we have to do is add the details of the client like name and email address in Notion, and using this automation, automatically the same mail will be sent to each and every user whose details we add in Notion. So let's see how it is done. Start with our trigger window. In our Choose app, just search for Notion over here. Just select Notion. And then in trigger event from this drop down, select new database item as the trigger event. After selecting a trigger event, click on Connect and select Add New Connection over here. So here guys, we have to connect our Notion account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, click on this Connect with Notion button. Now after this, what we have to do, because we have already logged into our Notion account in our browser, Pabbly Connect will detect the same account. It is asking us to select the pages which we want to connect with Pabbly Connect. So here is a list of all the pages which I have created in my Notion account. And out of all of these pages, data from which particular page we want to receive inside Pabbly Connect. We have to select only that particular page over here. So I'm giving access to that one single page over here. If you want, you can give access to all of page according to your choice. So it doesn't matter how many pages you select, but the pages which you select, only data from those pages will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So I'm selecting this particular page, client data, in which I'm entering the client details over here. After this, just click on Allow Access, and then we will see our Notion account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making this connection, the next thing it asks us is the database ID. Now, because we have connected only one database, one page from our Notion account with Pabbly Connect, here in this drop-down of database ID, you can see only one database. But if you have connected multiple database, multiple pages with Pabbly Connect of your Notion account, here in this drop-down, you will see a list of all of those pages. And from this drop-down, you have to select the database that from which particular database you want to get the new data, new item from Notion. And after selecting our database ID, we just have to click on Save and Send Test Request. When we click on Save and Send Test Request, the data of the last item which we have created in our Notion database will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So right now in my Notion database, I have created only one item. Here's the detail. We have the client name, email address, and the send status as yes. So here when we click on the Save and Send Test Request, the data of the last item, the most recent item which we have created in our Notion database, will be received inside Pabbly Connect. So just click on this Save and Send Test Request button. And when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And in this response, you can see the details. So here we have the details of the last item which we have created. Here you can see the same email address which we have entered while creating the item in Notion database. Then we will scroll down. Here you can see the same name of this person, demo user, the same name, same email address over here. After this, we will scroll down further and you can see some other details for the same item being created in our Notion database. And also here you can see that in select name, we have yes. So we have selected yes over here in under send status, and then here you can see the same response too. So in this way, guys, the data of a new item from Notion is received inside Pabbly Connect. We have successfully received the details of the user, which we were adding in Notion in our Pabbly Connect workflow. Now, after this, what we want to do, we want to send an email to the same user whose data we have added. And for that, we just have to scroll down and come to our action window. But before that, you can see in our database, we have added this send status. And here under send status, we have two drop down. First one is no and second one is yes. So here guys, we have a condition that only the clients or the customer in front of whom the send status is yes, only to those customers we want to send the email. And if the send status is no in front of them, then in that case, we don't want to send an email to those particular people. So here guys, we have captured this response of status, send status over here inside Pabbly Connect. So what we have to do, we have to basically add a filter condition in this automation workflow in such a way that for this particular client whose data we are receiving inside Pabbly Connect, if the send status is yes, in that case, this automation workflow will send the email. And if the send status of the client in front of them is no, in that case, this automation will not send an email to those people. So to add these kind of filter conditions, just scroll down and select filter over here. After selecting filter by Pabbly, in select label from this drop down, here you can see a list of all the responses of a new item which we have received from Notion. Here you can see that the same data which we have received from Notion can be seen in this drop down. And from this, select this select name over here. Then the filter type will be equals to and the value will be yes. So we have received yes over here from Notion and we have to select the same label, this label over here in the select label section, and the filter type is equals to and the value is yes. And then just click on Save and Send Test Request. After clicking on Save and Send Test Request, here it is showing us that the condition is true. Now, because for this particular customer, this user, demo user, the send status is yes. That is why here in Pabbly Connect, you can see that it is showing us the condition is true. So the send status in front of client is yes, then in that case, using this automation, we are going to send the email. And if the send status is no, in that case, the email will not be sent to that particular customer. After adding the filter condition, let's set up the step to send an email. Click on this plus button of add action step. And then here in choose app, search for Microsoft 365. Just select Microsoft 365 over here in this action window. After this, in action event from this drop down, select send email. Click on connect and select add new connection. Now here guys, we have to connect our Microsoft 365 account, our Outlook account with Pabbly Connect using which we want to send the emails. So here to make this connection, click on this connect with Microsoft 365 button. Now because I have also logged into my Outlook account in my browser, Pabbly Connect has actually detected the same account in which we have logged in. We just have to select the account and then Pabbly Connect will make the connection with the same Outlook account. It is just asking us for the authorization permission. Click on yes and this is it. We have successfully connected our Pabbly Connect account with our Outlook account over here in this step. Now the Outlook account which we are connecting with Pabbly Connect in this step, with the same Outlook account, the emails will be sent. After connecting our account, the first thing it asks us is the subject. That what is the subject line of the email which we want to send. So let's take an example. I want the subject line to be welcome to Pabbly. So this is a subject line which I want to create, just creating a dummy email. After subject line, the next thing it asks us is the content type. And here, while creating an email, we have an option to create two different types of content. First one is a plain text and second one is an HTML based content. So right now in this video, I'm just creating a email with plain text. So here we have selected plain text over here. Then it is asking us for the body content, that what is the content, what is the body of the email which I want to send. So I want my body to be hello dear. And then here you can actually create a complete body of the email which we want to send. And instead of this, like for example, after hello, if I want to mention the name of the client or the customer to whom we are sending the email, you can do that too. So after hello, let's mention the name. After hello, let's click here. And from the drop down from Notion database, we have received the name of the person, name of the user over here. Here you can see that. Just select this response name and map it over here. And after that, every time we are going to enter the details of a new client over here in this Notion database, whenever we are going to send an email to them, in this email after hello, we are going to mention their name which we have entered in Notion. Then let me enter the body of my email which I want to send. Okay, so this is the email which I want to send to my users. So let me just correct the formatting of this email once. Here it is. And this is the email. Thank you. Regards. So whatever email you want to send, you just have to create the body of the email over here. And in this body section, as you can see, if you have entered some other details of the client in your Notion database, then you can basically capture that same data inside Pabbly Connect, and from the trigger window, from this drop down, you can map that data over here as well. After creating the body content of our email, the last thing it asks us is the to recipient, that to which particular user we want to send this email. And here in this field, we have to enter the email address of our user. So we have received the email address of the client in the trigger response which we have received from Notion. So from these responses, select this response of customer email and then just map it over here. Click on this field. From the drop down from Notion database, select the response of email and it will be mapped. So whatever name and email we are going to mention in Notion, with the same name and email, the email will be sent to the user. After entering all of these details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now when we click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see that we have received some response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that an email with this particular body and this subject line has been sent to this user. So let's check it. First, I will go to my Outlook account and then just go to the Send section over here. Sent items. And yes, here you can see that welcome to Pabbly, the same subject line which we have entered while creating this workflow over here. And then here you can see hello demo user, the same username which we have entered of a client in our Notion database. So an email is sent from our Outlook account just now few seconds ago, and this is the exact same email which we have created in our automation workflow inside Pabbly Connect. And here you can see that this email is been sent to the same user whose email address and data we have entered in Notion. Now after this, let's check the inbox of this user as well. Let's go to the Gmail. And yes, here you can see that we have received the email over here as well with the same name and the same email address. This means guys, the automation workflow which we have created in this video is working perfectly fine. And using this automation, whenever a new item will be created, the details of a new client, a new customer will be added in our Notion database, automatically an email from our Outlook account will be sent to the same user containing some data from our Notion database item as well. Now here guys, let me tell you one more important thing, that the connection of Notion and Pabbly Connect is a polling based connection. And in this type of connection, Pabbly Connect will check for new data, new items created, new client details in our Notion account every 8 hours. So every 8 hours, Pabbly Connect will check for new items which we have created. If we have created any new items, if we have entered any new client details in our Notion database, then Pabbly Connect will get that data, and then this automation workflow will trigger, and one by one it will start processing the data and send email. So not just these applications guys, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you will find the clone link of this exact same workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can clone this same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and use this automation workflow for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can do it for absolutely free.
Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn how to send SMS messages in Twilio for new database items in Notion. So we will learn that how you can integrate these two applications, Notion and Twilio, in such a way that as soon as you add a new item in your database in Notion, so an SMS will be sent via Twilio. In this integration that we are going to create using Pabbly Connect, our trigger will be the new item added and our action will be to send SMS via Twilio. Let us learn how to do that. So in this video, we will learn how you can send an SMS via Twilio for any new item that you might have created in your Notion database. Like I have created this list of inquiry list and I will add the name, the contact, the email address and also the type of inquiry that that specific person has made. And then I will send an SMS using Twilio on this contact number that we have been provided. Let us quickly sign in into our automation software Pabbly, which will take me to this place where I can see all the applications provided by Pabbly. And today for this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect to create it. Click on Access Now, and we will reach the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. Here you will see the prior workflows created by me. So you have to create a workflow from scratch. So click on this big blue button on your right side and give a suitable name to your workflow. I'm going to name it as Send SMS Messages in Twilio for New Database Items in Notion. Click on Create and then a blank workflow will be created for you. Here you can see on your screen, you have trigger and action windows. Trigger says when this happens and action says do this. So trigger is going to be the first application where we are going to make the changes manually, and action will be where the action application will perform an action that is assigned to them automatically because of this workflow. In today's workflow, our trigger will be Notion, where we are going to create a record or a new item in the database, and our action will be Twilio, which will automatically send an SMS for the same. So let us choose our trigger application as Notion. And the event will be new database items. Click on Connect. We are connecting Notion and Pabbly Connect in such a way that every time a new item is created over here, that detail is sent to this workflow as a response. Click on Add New Connection, connect with Notion, and then you might have to select the database on which you want to work. So these are the options that are given to you. You have to select the permission. Click on Select Pages, and over here either you can select all the databases or you can be very specific of selecting the one you're working upon. Like we are working on inquiry list, so I'm going to choose that one. Click on Allow Access and it will be connected. Now once this is done, you will have a database ID over here as the name of the database. It is the same as the one we are right now working. So now let us go to our database and create a new item over here. So I'm going to name the person as, this is the name. I will add the contact of the person, the email address, and the type of the query. This is the query. This is done, and I will close this window. Go back to our Pabbly Connect and click on Save and Send Test Request. And here we have received the response. So see, we have the type of the query over here. Then we have the name of the person, and we have the email of the person and the number as well. So this number is really very important because we are going to send an SMS on this number only. So in our response from the trigger application, we have received the details about the newly created item in our database. Now let us choose our action application as Twilio. And the event will be to send SMS message. Click on Connect and Add New Connection. Now when you want to connect your Twilio and Pabbly Connect, you have to make sure that you have to enter the SID authorization token and again the SID over here. So when you open your Twilio over here, scroll down and here you will find the SID token and also the Twilio phone number that will be needed further in this workflow. So copy this SID from here and paste it in the respective place. In two places you have to paste it. Then the authorization token is required. So it will be unique for everyone. Copy this and paste it over here. Click on Save and your Twilio and Pabbly Connect will be connected. Now frame a body for the SMS that what you want to send to the person. So I'm writing over here, Dear. The name of the person can be mapped. So mapping is basically to insert data from the previous step. And for the previous step, we are provided this drop-down menu that is Notion, or it will be any trigger application that you will be using in that workflow. Open this menu and over here you will find all the responses from your trigger application. This is the name of the person. And I will frame the message as, now this is the message that I have drafted. The sender number, as I mentioned, that we will be requiring a number. So this is your unique number created by Twilio so that your personal number doesn't get used over here, and you will paste this one in your workflow. So this is the sender's number, and in the recipient number, you will map the number from here, which is in your database. So this is the number. Make sure that you have added plus and your country code over here as mentioned right here. Now you're going to click on save and send test request. And here we have received the response. So this is the message that has been sent to our number. So let us go to our text messages and check that have we received a message or not. So here is the message that we have received and sent from your Twilio trial account, dear first person. We have successfully received your query. We will get back to you soon and thanks. So we were successfully able to send an SMS with the help of this automation. So our trigger was Notion. Whenever a new item will be created in your database, then Twilio will make sure to send an SMS to these details given over here. So this was the whole workflow. I hope this helped.
In this video, I will show you how to automatically create Google Slides presentation from Notion database. So what will happen every time I will add some details into the Notion database item, our automation will automatically pick those details, and using those details, a slide will be generated automatically into our Google Slides application, and the same slide will get sent automatically to the same person whose details I have mentioned into the Notion database item. So if you also want to automate the process of slide creation, then come with me and I will show you how you can set this automation for yourself. Now to automate this process, I'll have to integrate Notion, Google Slides and Gmail application, and I'm going to do that with the Pabbly Connect. It is an integration and automation software, and I'm an existing user of Pabbly Connect, so here you can see I am already logged in. You can also create your free account in just 2 minutes from this sign up free button, and in the free account you will also get free tasks to test this automation. And once you will reach to the dashboard, simply click on this blue button that is create workflow, and firstly provide a random name to your workflow, to your automation. Okay, so I have provided this name. Basically I have pasted this name as generate Google Slides from Notion automatically. Now click on create, and then you will notice 2 boxes in front of you. Okay, so these are actually trigger and action. So here trigger means when this happens, and action means do this. I repeat, whenever this happens, then automatically do this. Try to understand with an example also. Let's say whenever a sale happen in a payment gateway application, then automatically send an email via Gmail application. So this is how you need to always select the applications in which you are building an automation. According to our use case, whenever I am adding any new data into the Notion application, then using that data automatically generate a slide into the Google Slides application, then automatically send the very same slide via Gmail application. Okay, so let me select the application. So here I am going to search for the Notion first. All right. After selecting the application, we will choose a trigger event, that is new database item. Okay, you can also read the instructions here that this will trigger when a new item is created in our database. Okay, so what will happen? Firstly, we will integrate Notion with the Pabbly Connect so that Pabbly Connect can capture the details of Notion database. Okay, so simply click on this connect button, then click on add a new connection, click on connect with Notion, and then you will have to provide the access of your Notion application. Well, I am already logged in, so I don't need to provide the access. I am going to provide the permission directly here. And make sure you also provide the access of those pages in which you are about to update the information. So here I have created the page with the name Kids Care. So I have selected that specific page. Or how about I provide the permission to all the pages. Now simply click on allow access, and this is how your Notion application will be connected with Pabbly Connect. Here you can see authorization is also successful. Okay, now after the connection is done, you will have to provide the database ID. So whatever the databases I have created inside my Notion application have started visible here. Let me even show you that. So here you can see I have this Kids Care School and this task details page created. Okay, and the same pages are visible inside our Pabbly Connect's dashboard. Okay, and in this case I'm going to select this Kid Care School pages because I have created this specific page in order to create the slides. All right, And once it is selected, simply click on this button save and send test request, and you will see that the details of your Notion database items will be captured via Pabbly Connect. So here we have the registration number, we have the participant name, we have the email address, competition name and date of participation, and all these information are visible, are available inside our Pabbly Connect dashboard as well. So here you can see we have this registration number and it is the same registration number. We even have the name of the student, the email address of the student, and we have other details also. Okay, so the presence of this data clearly shows that the connection in between Pabbly Connect and Notion application is working absolutely fine. Now I'm going to send the same data into the Google Slides application so that using those details I can create a presentation. Okay, so before I selected the Google Slides application here, let me first to show you I have created this template with the name participation certificate template, and in this template whatever the details I want to keep on changing automatically, firstly I'm going to add those details into the form of variable. So how you can add the variables, you just need to add two curly braces and simply provide a value here. So let's say I provide the name something like student name. Okay, so what will happen, this student name will be replaced automatically when this automation will work in real time. All right, this spelling is incorrect, so let me correct the same. Now here I want that whatever the competition name is there, the name of that competition should replace automatically. So how about I add this specific information also into the form of variable. So yes, I have added the same thing into the form of variable, and it should be something like the event name. All right, so this is also done. And lastly, I want that the date should be also replaced. So here I'm going to add another variable, that is the third variable of this template, and it should be date of participation. Okay. Lastly, if you also want to add the current date, you can also keep this value into the form of variable. So how about I give the name something like current date. All right, so once you have created a certificate template and provided the variables, come back to Pabbly Connect, and then you will have to connect to this Google Slides application with Pabbly Connect. Before that, choose an action event something like create presentation from template, because in this particular case we are about to create the presentation using a template only. So that is why I have selected the same. Now simply click on connect, simply click on add new connection, and then sign in with Google. Basically you will have to provide the access of your account in which you have created your template. Well, I have already connected with my Google Slides with the Pabbly Connect, so how about I go with this existing connection, and you can also go with the existing connection once you have built this connection in the first time. Okay, so here you can see the authorization is successful and my Google Slides application is connected with the Pabbly Connect. And since we are connected, here you can see whatever the templates I have created into my Google Slides application have started visible here. And in this case I'm going to select this participation certificate template, because using the same template we are going to generate lots of certificates, lots of presentation. Okay, now it is asking for the title of new presentation. So I want that the registration number of the person and the name of the participant should be the name of our certificate. So how about I provide these two details, basically the combination of these two details. So from where I'm going to provide these details, remember we have just captured the data into the response of our first step, and I don't even need to manually copy this data and paste it here. I'm going to map it, and mapping is very simple inside Pabbly Connect. You just need to click on this particular field and you will find the same data here in the drop down. Now simply search for your data. So here I'm going to search for the registration number of the person. Okay, so here we have the registration number of the student, and after that I will provide a space and then I will provide the name of the student, which was something like the demo student. All right, so make sure that you always search for those things in this particular search bar. Okay, so here I'm going to search for the name of the student, and here we have the name of the student, that is demo student. Well, it is just a random name. Okay, okay. So this is going to be the new presentation name, that is P101 demo student. And now you must be thinking that what is this mapping? So whatever the details you want to keep on changing, automatically you'll have to map those details. And just in case if you are going to provide any detail here manually like this, that detail will remain same. So I repeat, whatever the details you want to keep on changing, automatically make sure that you map those details, okay. So basically what will happen, whenever you will add the data of the new person, firstly Pabbly Connect will capture those details inside its dashboard, and then that new detail will replace these existing values which I have mapped into this specific field, okay. Further, it is asking for the location of the presentation. Basically, whatever the slide, whatever the presentation we are about to create, where exactly it should create. So here you can see into my Google Drive, I have created lots of folder, and I have specifically created this all latest files and designs. Basically, I want that all the presentation, all the certificates of the students should be saved into this specific folder. So I'm going to select the same folder, that is all latest files and designs. So here you can see all the name of the folders are visible here since we are connected, and I have also selected that specific location, okay. Now it is asking for the event name, date of participation, current date, and the student name. So basically these are the same thing which we have kept in the form of variable, and as soon as I'm going to provide the details into these specific fields, the details will be updated automatically inside our Google Slides application, and this is how a presentation will be generated automatically, okay. So from where exactly I'm going to provide this event name, remember we have mentioned this data into the Notion database item. So let me search for the event name, or maybe the competition name. It was the drawing competition, all right. So I have provided the same. Asking for the date of participation, so let us also map the date, which was 2023 4th of April, okay. So again, sorry, it is 3rd of April, all right. So I have mapped this date as well. Asking for the current date, well, into my Notion database item, into this specific table, I have not added any current date. So how we are going to fetch this current date? Well, Pabbly Connect offers an amazing feature of date and time formatter. Using that specific feature, you can perform various kinds of operation inside your dates, within your dates, okay. So you will have to add one more extra step before this Google Slides application step, okay, and search for the date and time formatter feature, and in the action event we will search for the current date. So here you can see I have searched for the current date. Now simply click on this connect button, and you will see the date and time formatter will be connected immediately. Now you just need to provide the format of the date in which you would like to receive the date. So I would like to receive the date into this DDMMYYYY format. So I have selected the same, and I don't want any time response into my date, so I have kept it false. Now simply click on this button, that is save and send test request, and you will see that I will receive automatically the current date. So let me show you. Today is 25th of April, and we have received the same date inside our response into our response, okay. And now I'm going to map this specific date in place of this particular value. But if I'll click on this particular field, you will see that most recent step is not visible here. So basically either I will have to refresh this automation, but if I'll refresh this automation, you will see that the same step will be removed because currently it is not saved. So let me show you an interesting trick. You just need to click on this connect button and then click on the save button once again. This is how your automation will be refreshed automatically, and your recent step data will be also visible here, okay. So let me show you this once again. If you will click on this particular field, you will find the data here, okay. So now I'm going to map this current date. Lastly, it is asking for the student name. So let me search for the name, and remember I have provided the name something like demo student, all right. So I have provided all the details, but before I click on this button, that is save and send test request, how about I open the folder, and here you can see currently this folder is blank, and I'm going to click on this button and you will see the magic that a presentation, a slide, or you can say a certificate will be generated automatically using the very same detail which I have provided into my Notion database item. Okay, so here you can see a slide has been created automatically, and if I will open this slide in front of you, you will see the details has been replaced, and here the name of the student is appear, the current date is also placed automatically, the competition name is also here, and we have the date of the participation as well. Okay, so this is how you can automatically generate the slides. Now another step is we want to send the very same slide to the participant, and the email address of the participant is already mentioned inside our Notion. Okay, so how I am going to do that, simply click on this plus icon and then you will have to search for your Gmail application. Alright, so let me search for the same. This is the Gmail application, and just like I have connected Notion and Pabbly Connect, and then further Google Slides and Pabbly Connect, now I'm going to connect this Gmail application with the Pabbly Connect. Alright, in the action event you'll have to select this send email option. Simply click on connect, then click on add a new connection, and then you will have to provide the access of your Gmail account. And again, I have already provided this connection, so I will go with the existing connection only. And once it is connected, you just need to provide the details one by one, and this is how the mail will get sent automatically. So firstly, it is asking for the recipient email address, and remember, as I have already told you, that you don't need to manually copy the data. Simply click on this particular field and you will find the above data here in the drop down. Let me search for the email address, and here we have the email address, that is demo@pabblytudes.com, asking for the CC and BCC. So I'm going to leave this extra fields blank. Okay, asking for the sender name, so this is something important. So let's say I provide the sender name something like Pabbly, asking for the email subject line. So here I will keep the subject line something like hey, and here I will place the name of the student, that is demo student. Okay, hey demo student, your certificate is ready. Okay, how about I go with this particular subject line. Now it is asking for the reply to email content type. Well, we will keep the plain email only. Now it is asking for the email content. So here I'm going to compose an email something like hello demo student, and here instead of providing the name of the student manually, I will map it, then place a comma, place enter, and here you can find your certificate colon, and here I will have to provide the URL of that certificate so that students can easily download that certificate from the email itself. Okay, so from where I'm going to add this URL. Okay, so let me first show you the response of our Google Slides application, which was this, that is Google Slides. Okay, and if I will show you the response of this particular application, you will see we do not have received any URL. So from where I'm going to add the attachment URL, so let me show you a very interesting thing. I have this URL, basically I have this link inside my notepad which I'm going to attach into the description box. You need to just copy this link and you just need to replace this particular presentation ID. I repeat that, you just need to replace this presentation ID, and whatever the ID of the presentation you are going to add here, from this particular link you will be able to download that specific file. Okay, so how about I copy this particular presentation ID, and in front of you I'm going to place the same ID here, and then I'm going to open the very same URL into a new tab, and you will see how this slide is actually a downloadable file now. Okay, here you can see we have this file, that is P101 demo student. Alright, so this is how you can make a downloadable link. Okay, so firstly I will suggest you to copy this particular link and then paste it here, that is in place of the attachment URL. Let me show you. Alright, so this is the colon, that is here you can find your certificate and paste the very same link here. Or let me suggest you one more thing, instead of providing the URL here, you can also place it in place of this attachment field. Okay, so let me do the same. Here I am going to paste this file name, basically the file URL, and in place of this ID I am going to map the ID from my previous response. Alright, so I have firstly deleted it and then I am going to map map the presentation ID from the previous step response. Okay, so I have mapped the same, and this is how a unique URL has been generated, and via this particular URL anyone can easily download the files. It is also asking for the file name, so I would like to keep some unique names. So how about I again provide the registration number and the name of the person, basically the combination of these two things. Okay, so this is my presentation name, basically the registration name. I'm sorry for that. Simply give a space and then map the name of the person, which was demo student. So I think I have provided all the important details. How about I directly click on this button, and then I will show you an email will be arrived automatically, and this is going to be the same presentation. Okay, so let me click on this button, save and send test request, and wait for the response. Alright, so here you can see a response is received, which is clearly saying that the mail has been sent. Come back to my Gmail account and let me refresh and wait for that email to be arrived. And here you can see the email is arrived, and if I will open this email in front of you, this is the same subject line, that is, hey demo student, your certificate is ready. Hello demo student, you have participated in drawing competition, and here you can see the same slide has been received as an attachment along with this particular email, and it is the same slide, and the name of the student has been replaced, the drawing competition name is also placed here, and even the date are also added here automatically. So this is how now onwards, every time you are going to add any detail here into your Notion, the certificates will be generated automatically using the same data, and the same certificate will even get sent automatically to the same person. But for this, you will have to wait for at least 10 hours. Sorry, it should be 8 hours. Why? Because the trigger here is the polling based, and this trigger will check for the new data in every 8 hours. So what will happen, every time the details are updated, you will have to wait for 8 hours. But after that, the certificates will be generated surely and automatically. You just need to set this automation inside Pabbly Connect to once. After that, sit back and relax, because Pabbly Connect will take care of all the tasks in the backend. You do not have to do anything manually. Simply set this automation once and simply add the details here and get your certificates delivered to your students automatically. Just in case, if you want to access this automation inside your Pabbly Connect account, I will also attach the link of my workflow into the description box. You just need to click on this link and sign up into the Pabbly Connect, and then you will be able to access this particular automation, this particular workflow inside your Pabbly Connect account, that too for free. Not just these applications, you can integrate multiple applications and automate your business with Pabbly Connect. You can ask your queries at forum.pabbly.com. My team will surely answer to your questions. This is the website of Pabbly Connect, and for the latest updates of Pabbly Connect and unique automation ideas, you can join our Facebook group, that is formget.deals. If you have found this video helpful in any way, share it with your friends and colleagues and also help them to automate their business. Like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching this video.